So today I'm at Ambersun Alpacas at Mount Compass, just a 15-minute drive from the Willunga Farmers Market. I'm here with Chris Williams, who trades at the market every week, Fleurieu Prime Alpaca. It's shearing week, not just shearing day. You've been busily shearing away at your alpacas. All hands on deck for the Williams family. It's great seeing all the kids and everyone working away hard in there.
It all started back in 1990. Adrian actually found the alpacas and I'd never seen them before. It wasn't until 1992 we bought 12 females and a male, which cost us an investment of $300,000 that we borrowed. And that's how it started. And we never gave meat a thought back in the early days. It was all about developing the best quality breeding stock, henceforth the best quality fibre that they're producing. And so when we started, there was not even any shearers or whatever, so I had to learn how to shear myself. And the same Adrian didn't know how to class, or everybody in the shed there has learned from scratch. The majority of our herd is white. We just happen to, we've done whites and we do a batch of the coloured, so we're just finishing off on the last of the junior whites. But this is just a beautiful, beautiful fleece here. And so what we do is we shear on the table, as you saw. The fleece then comes over onto the table. She'll virtually reconstruct the animal on the table here. So then she'll go around. You'll see some lighter coloured bits. Yeah. They're generally a little bit hairy around the edges, so they're sort of under the arms or starting to get into that lower leg. But we try to separate most of that during the course of shearing. So when the fleece comes over here to the table, Adrian doesn't have to put a whole lot of time into it, because the problem is the next fleece is
on the way.
Yeah, it's sort of a minute and a half away. Adrian will then determine its micron, its length, and so the micron is its fineness. So if we pull this out, what we're now looking at is how fine the fibre is. So this would fall into, this is probably around 18 or 19 microns. So this would go into what we call our premium. So our premium is our second quality. Our first quality, if we show you here with the whites, this is just about like gossamer.
Very glossy.
Yeah. So this is what we get a real premium dollar for. We've got an American company this year looking at buying all of this, and we're getting to be looking at the best part of $70 a kilo for it.
And they will make?
They'll make real top line sort of suiting and yeah. So what that was in the brown colour, there it is in the white. We just sold 26 bales of this to China, and they've already come back and said they'll take everything we've got this year. And so the market on the fleece side is certainly increasing all the time. This is still quite a good quality, but this is the neck fleece, or starting to get into the leg, or down
white.
So getting down the middle of the back line, it tends to be a little bit shorter. As soon as you go off the back line, you're getting that bit more length. This and our coarse white is what we've used in our quilts, which we get made here in Australia and then export to China. The beauty of alpaca is it's a hollow or partially hollow fibre, and so it has greater thermal capacity. So not only does it hold the air between the fibres, it holds the air inside the fibre as well. So it's more of a hollow fibre than a solid fibre. The other beauty of it is it's 3 times stronger than merino wool. So you're getting a very lightweight, but still a good strength in the fibre. So it lends itself to manufacturing in whatever your imagination wants to really work with.
And keeps these animals warm in Mount Compass in November.
They will be feeling a little bit cooler out there today, that's for sure. About 8 years ago, Landline actually did a program on us. We were developing the meat aspect then. It came about because we had a surplus of male alpacas that weren't good enough to sell as breeding stock, so they weren't good enough to be sold under our stud name. What do we do with them? An alpaca lives for 20 years, so I couldn't just keep buying more farms for retirement villages for alpacas. So we started developing different ideas and different cuts, and my whole vision at that point in time was if I could develop a meat business that was totally around trim. So if worse came to worse, if people didn't like the prime cuts, I could turn it all into a product like your metwurst, your salamis, your beer sticks, or whatever from there. We were getting inquiries, so we had to have an outlet for us to be able to sell, and so this is where the Willunga market was perfect for us. The most common word that I hear from people is wow. The hardest thing is to try to get people to stop and try it. Not that I'm trying to sell them anything, just please stop and try it. and they are very pleasantly surprised. I think most of the time they think it's going to be gamey. It's not gamey at all. It's more like a veal, has a sweetness about it. To eat it raw as a sashimi, it has a texture very similar to bluefin tuna. It's just breaking that barrier from getting someone from there looking up my sign going, alpaca, to come over and just try it.
Yeah.
Or just try that. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
On a typical market day, we have an alpaca ham with burger, 2 types of sausage, a salt and pepper schnitzel, which is a real crowd favourite. We then move into our small goods, so we have 2 types of pastrami, 2 types of metwurst and a chorizo. So that's all that I usually have for sampling, for tasting. Quite often I'll have a bit of backstrap that I'll even cook up for someone that they can taste the real flavour of alpaca.
Right, and you can give them some tips on what cut of meat to choose.
We're doing quite a bit of photography and recipes at the moment. Yeah, we're just sort of building that onto the website. If you like something medium rare, it's perfect. If you like a slow cook, we do the neck rosettes or the shanks, which it has no fat in it. So your palate's always beautiful and clean.
And you're at the Farmers Market every Saturday in our location now at the Willunga High School. People can find you just as they enter in from the northern end. Every Saturday, 8 o'clock, right next to the local fish guy. The Willunga Farmers Market is open every Saturday from 8 a.m. until 12 noon in the grounds of the Willunga High School. We look forward to seeing you there, and so does Chris.
Look forward to giving you a sample to try.